Hey there everybody, and welcome back to more Sword of Etheria. So, as we get closer and closer to the end of the game, we only have about 3 or 4 stages left to do. I want to make sure that Almira and Leon were well suited for the rest of the game, so I decided to go ahead and buy them some new equipment. And, well, we are going to need it because Chapter 16 is pretty dangerous. So as we continue our journey into the watery depths of Theologia, we get a lovely new environment change. Lots of blues and greens here, along with a very familiar objective we've done plenty of times before to destroy Ords, but this time they're going to be doing a little bit of a different function.
Almira! Leon! If we want to go any further, I guess we'll have to stop. Here we go!
Yeah, we are not going to be able to progress further because, as you can see, there's some pretty deep water over there, and I guess Fiel decided not to bring his water wings with him. And as you might recall from the previous chapter, in our final epic showdown with Vetus, he revealed some useful information in that there is something that might be advantageous to us hidden beneath these watery depths, what he referred to as the god's memories. Now, we're not sure at this point just what that might entail, but well, that is going to be our end goal for this level. But, as per usual, it's not too difficult to defeat the Ords, just working up our usual death blows, which I made sure to wear a special piece of equipment this time around called, I think it's like the Battle Gauntlet, which causes our tension gauge to work up even quicker. That way this entire experience can just be expedited. Yeah, this level is a particularly long one and can be exceedingly dangerous with some of the setups they have coming up. Though there are certain ways that you can kind of circumvent some of the danger. Such as in this case, we can already see 2 Ords nearby, and as you can probably guess, we are going to need to destroy both of them to continue onwards, but well, as they are both available to us right now, we could technically run over to them and just go ahead and destroy them, and probably zone out to the next area, but, well, as per usual, we are still in need of Etheria because, as you might have seen during the main menu there, Fiel still has not maxed out his attack, and well, we are going to need that. Still, there is... I don't know if it's a bug or if it's something intended, but there is a very odd feature with these Ords, in that, for some reason or another, normally Ords do give out a set amount of Etheria, but in the case of these Ords, they seem to get affected by the death blow multiplier, so you can actually get quite a bit of Etheria out of them.
Leon!
And I got pretty confused here originally when I was playing this level, because normally there's supposed to be another ambush here, but it didn't seem to spawn because, well, that Axeman was just left in the dust while I plowed through all of his buddies, so I ended up missing a few enemies, but
Leon!
I don't think that really matters.
Leon! Here we go! Right away! Fiel!
I think we're doing pretty good all around here, where everybody's pretty much topped up on health, though if you were needing it, there is a convenient treasure chest down here to fill you up a little bit more. But we have an intersection that we'll deal with in just a second. First, we have to open our way up and forward. And, well, You want to make sure and deal with this one particular enemy first, because he is one of those horrible ranged Death Blossom gentlemen. And, yeah, if you leave him alone, he will definitely make this fight a lot worse. So with our pathway now open, we can go either left or right. I decided to go right, even though, well, we're going to see in just a second, it's probably not your best option. It's sometimes a bit confusing why the game even has multiple paths, when most of them are pretty much, I don't want to say a waste of time, but they are a waste of time. They are very much a waste of time. Especially in this case, because, well, you might have seen it whenever I walked into the room here, but yeah, there is a very large pool of water. And you can probably tell as I massacre this sword and shield asshole, because he is an asshole, that there doesn't seem to be any nearby ords.
Keep it up!
Thanks, Leon. Yeah, there's no ord hidden in that big underground tree there, and yeah, this entire way is just a massive dead end. At least for now, anyway. We are going to be able to come back this way, and I will do that, but well, to actually progress, we need to head off to the left-hand side and find the ord that's hidden over there. And it is hidden, well, in plain sight. It's located in this general area. And yeah, this is another fight where prioritization is really key, because, well, you've probably already seen that there's one Death Blossom guy, but, well, he has a symmetrical twin on the other side, and yeah, he is going to be peppering me pretty much constantly because I decided to go for the wrong enemy. Also never helps when you miss a death blow, but still not doing too terribly. Definitely seeing the positive effects of that piece of equipment, because I really feel like we are getting at least level 2 death blows a lot more quicker than before. Still, it seems no matter what, at least to Fiel and Leon, the damage has been done. I'm pretty sure we had at least 70 to 80% health when we came into this fight, and yeah, it took quite a bit of a beating. But hey, since we destroyed both of those ords, that means we can now backtrack a little bit and see what our great reward is. Because obviously, if they made us go through all the effort of backtracking and clearing out all these additional enemies, that, hey, there has to be some reason, some great reward, right? No, not really. I mean, that's kind of why I decided to fast forward this. Also because there's just a shit ton of these Wolverine frogmen, and yeah, our inevitable reward is another resurrection charm, which I'm never going to use. More importantly, though, we do get a little bit of additional health because we have possibly one of the most annoying setups you can possibly deal with, which is 3 sword and shield guys in a very small area, with one of them being the, I wanted to say the maximum upgraded version. You can see him there with that much larger sword. Not only can he do a tremendous amount of damage, and he blocks as much as his smaller brethren, but he is also pretty adept at juggling if you happen to, jump cancel in the air while you're trying to not hit the ground, which, yeah, it definitely works against you if you're trying to be pro, or, if you're just trying to speed through the level. really your best hope with this entire fight is that maybe you can start juggling at least one of these guys before they start ganging up on you. And if you can whittle at least one of them down, maybe kill one of them, the other two might not be as big of an issue. But yeah, they are kind of difficult to get some consistent death blows going when there's 3 of them there at once. Now what makes matters worse is I don't really think you even have to fight them, as the pathway opens up to the next area without you having to do so. Still, we have reached kind of the final hurdle of this stage before we get to the boss, and it is this one large room here. And we can already see, at least under the water there seems to be quite a few ords waiting for us. But we have to take it one level at a time, and I will do so as stylishly as I possibly can with my limited skill. Yeah, I'm not the best at this game, still. I do well enough, but, sometimes I'll wear handicapping bracelets for 4 to 5 levels and hours of grinding, because I definitely didn't do hours and hours of grinding for this. But yeah, this entire room can be pretty difficult depending on how you take it, especially the lower levels, but at least on this starting level it's not too bad. The only really bad thing is that, well, even if you manage to finish one fight off with enough tension gauge to maybe have a death blow going, well, the next ord is probably going to be way too far away for you to carry over into that fight. I mean, even if I tried juggling an enemy all the way over to the next ord, and it still was just not enough. Though it is not entirely necessary to do such things.
Right away!
The ords are always nice enough to spawn an infinite amount of the aquatic frogmen. But yeah, it's this level of the room that things become it's the real difficulty of the room. Namely in the fact that, well, since the enemies are so close together, there is a good chance that, well, accidentally, I wouldn't hope you never would do it on purpose, that you might end up, well, getting multiple mobs of enemies at once. And that's definitely not a good idea with some of the enemy makeups we'll see in this area. I mean, you can already see there's one of those fully upgraded rock guys, and yeah, we've already drawn the attention of, well, at least one upgraded and one normal lance enemy, but yeah, things start to go incredibly south here. Like, we have gone past Mexico, and we are now heading into Central America in regards to the south areas that we're going right now. I think Leon ended up getting knocked towards that rock guy, and yeah, somehow, believe it or not, I managed to salvage this, if you can call it salvaging. Because all that matters is that you at least start to get death blows going, because that means you'll get your links up. Once all that gets going, well, these enemies are not going to stay on their feet, and they're just going to get wrecked. I think what was most worrying me at this point was not so much my life, rather the fact that, well, you can see the little blue Etheria bar there is still not filled up, and we are slowly running out of enemies, and I have really no want to fight the boss this level without the armor, but, well, we managed to get lucky there and get our final little bit, which is good because, well, for the most part, you're really not going to be able to farm the respawning frogmen for any blue Etheria. so even though we do get knocked down, much like Chumbawamba, we get right back up again. Though we are not tough enough. Though Leon was not so lucky, and he managed to land on the very bottom there, which is our inevitable goal. But first, you want to be careful because you don't want to miss the collectible, as it is at the very end of this super long stage. And yeah, that jump is a lot harder than it seems, since, well, for the most part, you really don't have to do precision platforming in this game. Yeah, I think this entire last room here is a good example of, well, just how a good run can go super bad with just a couple fights, depending on how you take them. And I think, really, at this point, I was just happy that I think only one of us had died so far. But with our moderate amount of health and good luck relatively on our side, I think it's time we go face that boss.
Wow, that's incredible. How do these things work?
Are these the gods' memories?
Almira, Leon, look at this. That's Theologia, isn't it? It looked like it was driven away from someplace. Don't you think?
Yes, I do. Maybe the gods.
Look out!
A god?
So say hello to the guardian of the gods' memories and the water goddess, Altoris Seculorum.
What are those round things?
Well, Leon, those round things are an important part of her defensive capabilities. Namely, as you can tell, they are pouring a continuous amount of water into the arena. And as you might recall from previous chapters, even knee-high water will slow our party down pretty considerably. What makes matters even worse is that while there is water in the arena, the goddess here will have an impenetrable shield, so their top priority, get rid of these orbs as quickly as possible. The good thing is the orbs are not particularly fast, and even better, they are very easy to juggle, which means you can work up your tension gauge pretty quickly, especially as these frogmen start to spawn, but, well, you still have to wait for that shield to drop before you can use your amazing overzealness. Though I ran just a little bit out of time there. And while I was kind of hoping that I could maybe build back up to it since I was still particularly high, well, the goddess decided to pull out the rest of her really, really annoying assortment of tricks. Now, that isn't to say this isn't a fun fight, because it is, especially in comparison to the Earth God. But yeah, all of her moves are very, very annoying to deal with. She has that big laser. She has these bubbles, which are heat-seeking and will juggle you into oblivion. And most annoying of all, she is able to swim into the ground and just, well, get away from us pretty quickly. It's basically her teleport. You can imagine it's caused me to miss quite a few death blows during practice runs, but, well, as long as you are making sure to target the right thing and making sure that she isn't underground, you can do quite a bit of damage to her, though. In comparison to some of the other gods we faced, she has quite a bit more health, which leads to us having to go through the repetition of destroying the orbs and then working back up. It's a fun fight if you can manage to get her down without having to repeat this cycle with the orbs, but yeah, I didn't feel like they really necessitated the need to do multiple stages of orbs. With this final level 2 death blow, we have defeated yet another god. So with that unexpected valorous act, Vetus managed to save our lives and allow us further egress into Theologia. But what dangers lie in store for us ahead as we head into the final stretch? Well, tune in next time to find out.